always said this, you know, when I did a movie like 12 years ago, a movie called Executive Decision, I played terrorist number 4. I still couldn't get number 1 in that. But when the movie came out, Muslims like ran down to the movie theater and started protesting, and I was watching the news and I was like, no, that's exactly what they want us to do, you know. Whereas maybe somebody would say, hey, go back, like, take this negative image that's being portrayed and go, you know, do something good with it, you know.
And here in the media capital of the world, so in the entertainment capitals of the world, we know that what comes out of here doesn't just have impact on LA County, but the entire world, literally. We project images here that go around the world and change the way or shape the way people see one another. Hearing Barack Obama recently state how, you know, whoever gave him the name Hussein was clearly someone who never thought he'd run for president of the United States. But what he should add to that is that president of the United States now. Because that is a very specific meaning in time, that it's a sad thing when you cannot have a name that sounds too Arabic or Muslim, and that would prevent you from holding an important public office in the United States. That says a lot about the level of prejudice that exists in this country today. And I think that what we're working towards, and I'm sure all of you are working at a time when we don't have that kind of stigma that simply associates one's name to somehow a disfavored group that can never be trusted to wield power in our society.
It was established by the Commission in 1989 as the country's first multi-ethnic, multi-racial, inter-religion advocacy and awareness group in the United States. We meet monthly. A lot of us represent organizations or are just individuals, and we meet to really just monitor and talk about positive and negative images, either in the news or entertainment industry, in television, radio, film. And whenever we see something happen, we send media alerts to ourselves. Sometimes we send them out. Last May, we did one here called May Day Melee 1 year later, which was a wonderful event. And now we're doing this tonight, and we're just really excited, all of you being here. This is a great turnout. Let me just say that this is a very, very timely panel, very timely discussion, given everything that's happening in this country over the last many, many years, but especially with everything leading up to November 4th. I'm going to introduce our moderator for this evening. Tonight's moderator is an assistant professor of broadcast journalism in the Communication Studies Department at Cal State Los Angeles. He's also an award-winning journalist with years of experience on the radio at NPR, National Public Radio, Bloomberg News, Sirius Satellite Radio, and a long series of syndicated programming, including Marketplace, something you probably all listen to it, I know I do, The California Report, Latino USA, Living on Earth, the Loose Leaf Book Program, and many others. He was a founding reporter on the statewide television program California Connected, and is a frequent host on our local NPR station, KPCC. He is the winner of 10 Golden Mike Awards from the Radio and Television News Association of Southern California, 7 from the LA Press Club, 4 from the Associated Press, and many awards from the National Association of Community Broadcasters, the California Chicano News Media Association, and the University of Nebraska for coverage of people with disabilities. At Cal State, this professor teaches a wide range of production classes, including TV news magazine production, in which students produce an hour-long news magazine-style special on a selected topic each quarter. He also teaches, if he has any time left, media law, documentary, audio production, and announcing. So let me not waste any more time, and we're just very thrilled and delighted that he gave up his time tonight to moderate this panel. Professor Jon Beaupre.
This is from just September of this year. Michael Savage, radio announcer on Savage Nation, his call-in, syndicated radio call-in show, discussing a caller statement that, this is his quote, Muslim fundamentalists are walking around Northern Virginia as if they own the place. Michael Savage asked, why would a nation that is as evolved as America and as liberal as America is socially want to bring in throwbacks who are living in the 15th century? He also asked, what is the societal benefit of bringing in throwbacks, some of whom are no doubt terrorists, and some of whom are going to produce children who will become terrorists? That's on your radio waves. How about this? On the June 12th edition of the Christian Broadcasting Network 700 Club, following a report on Muslims in Minneapolis seeking religious accommodation in school and work, host Pat Robertson stated, ladies and gentlemen, we have to recognize that Islam is not a religion. It is a worldwide political movement bent on domination of the world. and it is meant to subjugate all people under Islamic law. He characterized the American Muslim community as Islam-like and went on to say Muslims want to take over and we want to impose Sharia on you. And before long, ladies, you're going to be dressed in burqas and whatever garments they would put on them. And next thing you know, men are going to be allowed to have wife beating and you'll be beheading adulterers and so on and so forth. It would be absolutely hilarious if it wasn't just so damn stupid to begin with. Our discussion tonight is to address some of those issues, even the ones that are simple slights like Senator McCain in his conversation with the woman who said, "What, isn't he really a Muslim?" No, he's a good American. Well, I have to tell you from personal experience, I know lots and lots and lots of good American Muslims, and I'm so glad that you could be here tonight to join us in conversation to explore and to examine some of the attitudes and principles that we hear finding their way through this particular morass. I had the great pleasure this last summer to do a trip, a journalism fellowship that took me to Asia, went to non-Arabic Asian countries. We're focusing on Arabic countries or Arab culture tonight, but to non-Arab countries, India, Malaysia, and Thailand, and some other areas of Asia where we had the great pleasure with the East-West Center to travel. And I was so struck by a number of things of American journalists getting to travel in those wonderful countries. The first was that in many ways in this country, the face of Islam is seen to be rather austere and severe at best. And God forbid, inshallah, we should find that Muslims are funny. We're going to be very lucky tonight to have Ahmed, and I hope we don't put him on the spot too much, but to see that Muslims laugh. They actually laugh, believe it or not. They have wonderful food. They've got great parties and entertainment. And it was a wonderful thing to see my American colleagues open up to this reality. And we hope tonight that we examine some of the ideas. There's two sides to the story. One is the world of Islam and Islam in the United States, Arabic Islam in the United States. But the other one is media. Media in the face of massive consolidation and conglomeration, convergence, and media leading up to one of the most dramatic elections in memory, I think, for most of us. And one of the rabble-rousers who's done the most with media, I think, in the last decade or so, to raise people's ire, to get them thinking, to talk about things, to challenge what has been conventional wisdom, we begin to see conventional wisdom ain't so conventional, is our first guest. We're going to chat for a few minutes tonight with Robert Greenwald.
It's absolutely infuriating to see the lies, to see the distortions, and to experience the racism that many of you have experienced. But there are opportunities to fight back now that have never existed before. So I think that's actually a huge positive potential element. I will tell you on the specific issues tonight in terms of how the Muslim and Arab communities are being portrayed, I think it's horrendous. I mean, can you imagine what McCain said if he had said that about any other community? Yeah. Can you imagine the response? It's inconceivable. And I must say that we all need to organize better. We need to fight a hell of a lot harder so that it is clearly marked as disgusting bigotry when anything like that happens again. And it may be silly and it may be stupid, but it has, when it's accepted in the culture, it has a way of permeating. And so the opportunities and the necessity, not even the opportunities, the necessity of organizing so that we stop that kind of behavior going forward, I think personally is critically important. Because if we could be smart enough and strategic enough to figure out how to tell stories that could spread. Now this really is the free market. It's not the nonsense, that Wall Street used to be called the free market. And many of you probably know this. If you get sent a video, you can put a gun to your head, you can lock you up. There is no way you are forwarding that to friends or colleagues unless you respond to it. That is the free market. And it's an amazing opportunity. We started doing this. We projected that maybe in the first year we'd reach 1 million, 1.5 million people. Well, I'm here to say the first year we reached 11 million people.
Wow.
And we've just now passed the total, since we started doing the short videos, 1.5 years, of 34 million views. And it's only because people like yourselves want to do something, see a video, sign up or don't sign up, and pass it around. So that opportunity is only going to get greater and greater and greater. And it's